buy necessary things. So just only in my life, yes, I'm the member of this charity club, and the amount of money, different amount of money, we are just uh, how should I say? They
Say
take
it in
our
Russian.
money. Они we just send amount of money for children every month from our scholarship. That's all.
Okay, so you basically raise money for scholarship, like to invest
Yes.
into young people who want to study, right? For the
Yes.
education. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So charity for education. Nastya, any more
Sorry,
questions?
sorry,
Yes,
I'm very nervous today.
Sorry?
I have one. Okay. I have one question. Do you see these children, or you only send them money, or you see them, you organized some environmental events for them, or you only like take money,
Give money.
give money?
We've never seen these children because we just give them this money, and our teachers meet with them, organize some meetings with them, because we have not lots of time to be in these events. So it's a bad situation, of course.
So,
But do you?
sorry, Anastasia. Obviously, Alwa, you need to trust the teachers in order to basically make sure that this money goes exactly where you want to donate it, right?
Because in our university, every student must give them money. It's like a rules. Yeah.
Okay, if this wasn't a rule, would you consider donating money to this charity?
Of course, if I have some powers to give them money, or help them with their subject or with their social life, of course I'm going to help them, and I'll be very happy to be a part of their lives, and
okay,
give some helps, of course.
Perfect. Okay. So any more questions, Nastya?
I don't have. Maybe one question. Do you want to see the people who you help, or as for me, it's more difficulties to see the crying children or anything, poor children.
Yeah, and also in this case, I want to say about my another charity club, our another charity club. So I have my friends from Turkey, and they study in KTL schools. It's a special schools which was created by Kazakh and by Turkish people. So, for example, boys, the teacher boys, they called Abi, and the girl teachers, they call Abla, and of course they call me Abla. And in our in Sundays, in events, we met with them, and we try to help for young generation with their subject, with emotional or with another things that we can help with. So in that case, we
Alua,
will.
okay, thank you, Alua. I'm just worried that your English is perfect. I'm just worried that others will not have chance to talk.
Of course.
So now, with your good English, please ask questions from Amina. Make her speak, okay? This is everyone's task, to make each other speak. And at 9:30 or 2:30 in your time, there might be a guest, native English speaker, who you will have a chance to talk to. Because I know when you talk to me, it's different. And when you talk to a native speaker, it's completely different experience.
Okay.
So I want every one of you to have a chance to ask a question this native speaker guest. Okay, Aloha, ask questions from Amina. Amina, unmute yourself.
Amina, hello. I want to ask you, do you want to organize some charity clubs with your friends, and what are you going to do?
Oh yeah, of course. Hi, love. I can give a answer for your question. In our Lyceum, we have a charity club in which we organize charity for orphanage children, and we send them money. Then we go to the orphanage and play with them, help them with the subject and etc. But yeah, I want organize a charity club with my sister and brother, with my friends. It is a good opportunity for people, I guess.
Aloha, any more questions?
Yes, Amina, do you know another charity clubs which help not for children but adult people?
Yeah, I listened about teaching for volunteers. It's a special charity club. In this club, teacher volunteer can help another adult or young people teach a lot of subjects. For example, English, Chinese language, physics, and etc.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Aloha. Amina, it's your turn now. Amina is going to ask questions via scene. How do I say your name?
It's not my name.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Veronica.
Veronica. Okay, Veronica. You will answer questions which Amina will ask you. And these questions today are about charity. So Amina will make you speak. She will make you talk. And you basically just tell us about charity. What do you feel about it? Okay, Amina, go on.
Veronica, hello. I have a question for you. What do you think about charity club in schools and in college in your life?
Actually, I don't know any charity clubs in schools, in university. Maybe in my university, I didn't meet any charity clubs. But once I walked in the park and I met a volunteer who who took who gave me a blank where was information about 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 a man maybe or women who need help from usual people. But
Like domestic abuse or violence, or women need protection from what?
I don't remember because it was several years ago.
Okay.
Maybe it was a child or man, I don't remember. But my friend who I walked with mentioned, noticed that there was a fake blank from a hospital. And he asked the volunteer about this. Is it real or not? But of course, volunteer didn't have to answer because if you are take money from charity, you will be pursued by the police.
Okay, so that wasn't a good experience for you, Veronica. So after that, do you trust any charitable organization, or you prefer to go and do something, volunteer yourself for charity?
I have never been in charity clubs, and
okay. So guys, whoever, I'm sorry, Veronica, I will interfere there. Alua, you know some charitable organizations. Amina seems as well familiar with it. Just put it into the chat. Which charitable organizations have you worked with or still working with, so other people can be involved and help those charitable organizations, whether by volunteering or by donating money, doesn't matter, as long as you feel that you are doing something for society. By the way, there is an expression in English. It says charity starts from home. I want you to learn some expressions about charity as well. Charity starts from home, meaning that before helping everyone else around you, you need to help those in your family. You need to help family members first, relatives and, you know, sisters, brothers, cousins, whatever. And then that's what English say. Charity starts from home. So just for you to know the expression. And so thank you so much, Amina, for asking Veronica questions. And now Veronica is going to ask questions. And Veronica is asking questions Indira. Indira, you are going to answer questions which Veronica will ask you, okay? So I will mute Alua now. I will, that's it. And Indira, here you go. And Veronica is asking questions. Guys, there might be a guest. Don't be surprised. After 2:30, English-speaking guest will come. Please don't be shy. You can ask questions. You can make a conversation with the guest, okay? So Amina, please ask, sorry, Amina, Veronica, please ask questions, Indira.
Maybe, do you know any charity clubs in Kazakhstan? And did you help them? And can you tell me about pros and cons in taking place in charity clubs?
Hello, everybody. So, thank you for your question. So I think charity is a very good thing of our life. Why? Because nobody have не застрахован. Nobody from
nobody is nobody is safe, you would say.
Yes, nobody is safe, and if everybody has problems in our life, and I think it is good thing to help to each other. And in our country, I know one charity club. It is Aydınuru. It is a charity club that buy flats for the
needy,
poor family,
needy people, poor people, yeah. Okay, Indira, sorry for interfering here. What you can say is for people, you want to say for people who don't have a house, right?
Yeah.
I would say underprivileged families. Underprivileged families who don't have things which other families have, right?
Yeah. And this family hasn't flat also, and they have many children from 5 to 10, and this charity club help, and they gather money for this flat. And I also every day I give for this charity club 100 tenge. And also this charity club organize marathon that it named 28 wonderful days. And in this marathon, the first thing, the main thing, to give money also for charity. Maybe it is money, maybe it is a good thing for other people, something do, maybe help for old people. And
Elderly
I
people,
do every day. Yeah.
Great, Indira, thank you so much for sharing. And you can leave the name of the charity in the chat. Thank you, Veronica, for making a conversation. Indira, please leave the details in the chat when you finish asking questions. And now you are going to ask questions. Who's Indira? I lost you. One sec. Where is Indira? I think Indira got disconnected. Hang on. Yeah, okay, I guess Indira will get back to us soon. Now, we started from Anastasia asking questions, and I want now Janar ask questions, Anastasia. Hello. Hi, Janar. So Anastasia is here to answer your questions about charity. Please make a connection. Anastasia is ready to answer. So go on, Janar.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm first. I want to say that I'm very glad to join this club, speaking club. Miss Gulmira, thank you.
Thank you for participating. So Anastasia is here to answer your questions.
Question
about charity.
About charity. I'm not ready, but I try. About saying charity begins at home. Do you follow this saying?
Yes, but unfortunately, I don't have a very big family in Kazakhstan. So I help all of my relatives and my neighbors sometimes. Yes, I agree with this collocation, with this
saying or expression.
Because sometimes some people help other people, but we know that in their family is sometimes there are poor relatives or a relative with some problems, but they don't help them. They help to maybe charity clubs, especially with taking photo and saying in Instagram to showing these charity programs in Instagram, but they have some problems within their family.
Yes. So basically, it's all superficial, you want to say?
Yes, yes.
Okay, they make it look like they're helping. They make it look like everything is all right, but it's not.
Yes, it's not. It's only like a picture that I am a very charity person, but they don't. They aren't.
Yeah. And how do you think charity is doing only by giving, for example, money, food, or clothes, or by doing anything else? How do you think?
I know some people who take some children from dom-internat. I don't know how to say.
I don't know, foster house or
foster
what
house.
Is it?
Yes, foster house, and take these children to maybe park or other entertainment places. So they give them emotions. They give them
love.
Yes,
life.
I agree. Yes. I agree with you. I mean, so I think charity we can do by talking, yes, by supporting people, yes. smiling even.
Absolutely. Janara, thank you so much for making conversation with Victoria. Now Indira is back. Indira is going to ask you questions, Janara. So Indira, you are asking questions about charity and Janara is here to answer. So I'll just, oh, sorry. I'm trying to unmute you now. Unmute. Okay. So Indira, you are here to ask questions now because you answered previously, and Janara is here to answer. Indira.
Okay,
hello.
okay. So I have some questions for Janara.
Janara, yes.
Then, okay.
Yes.
I'm
okay.
ready.
So Janara, tell me please, do you know the budget project? Such
What?
budget project. Do you know?
No.
This
Project? What project?
Budget project.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about it.
So it is back in 1999, an American man called Clint Bojan was volunteering in the refugee camps of Europe. So, so he, when he returned to the USA, he went to university and then got a job. So, when he was in Europe, he wondering why countries that had so much weren't helping those who need help, and was when he realized needed some government's attention to poverty.
Poverty,
and,
okay.
Yes, in other countries. So he organized this budget project.
Okay, Indira, is there, sorry, I interfere you here. Is there a question about budget project? Do you want to ask Janara what does she think about this scheme?
Budget project, and what, if you don't know, maybe another question.
Yes, well, I mean, now we know
Please
about the project.
Another question. I don't know, but I know.
Why? Another question?
Yes, ask another question.
Okay, okay. So tell me, please, do you do some charity thing every day? What kind of thing did you do, if you do?
Okay. Of course, charity is important for me because I'm a Muslim, and I think it's one of 5 duties, important duties of to be Muslim, and I try to keep it. So I made one box at home. And I try to put here every day some money, maybe 100, and after 1 month I give it to one people, and I try to give it to my relatives first who need it.
Good. Okay.
Very
so okay,
good.
thank you. Thank you, Indira. Now you answered and you asked already, and I think Janara went through that as well, asking and answering. Now Palina is going to speak to Ayala. And Palina, please ask questions about charity, Ayala. Ayala is here to answer. And I'm going to arrange someone joining us. 1 second. While Palina
where are you? I don't
Ayala, hello.
Yes, hello.
Here she is.
Ayala, do you know about charity and what do you know charity clubs in Kazakhstan?
Yes, I know charity, but I don't know any charity clubs in Kazakhstan and in other countries.
Okay. So there is details of charity which was shared with one of our members. And if you want to find out about charity and what you can do for charity, you can basically see what it is. Let me see, there is some university charity in the chat. Hang on, let me just see. Ayala. So any more questions? It's called Charity Organization Sunkar at the University of KazMU, but this is like university. Come on, guys, there are so many charities there, even like going and helping, I don't know, homeless people. It's just so much to do, you know? Polina, any questions?
I don't know about Sunkar. I know other charity clubs because I'm journalist. I'm all my life.
Can you please share it in the chat, Polina? Can you please say to others like what charities can actually they work with? That would be amazing.
Sorry,
yeah?
I don't understand what can I do?
Okay, you see there is a chat. This speaking club, the Zoom usually have a chat, and put the name of the charities you know and work with in the chat. So Ayala, if he wants to do something charitable, she can get in touch and help, either volunteer or obviously because she's a kid, she doesn't earn her own money. She can do it only by volunteering and giving attention to kids in need, underprivileged kids. So things like that. Polina, do you have any more questions?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't... I agree with Anastasia. Maybe charity is good, but I don't like where charity people more speak than do.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what is the biggest charity now in the world? What's the biggest problem in the world? Number one problem amongst women, of course, amongst women. Let's talk about women now. So in Europe, it's breast cancer. And hopefully a lady who will join us, I don't know whether she can because she lives in the US. She is a survivor of breast cancer. And I wish she joined us, but in the US, it's really late at night. So let's hope someone will talk to us about the situation with breast cancer in Western Europe, because it's number one problem. And the charity for breast cancer is huge. So Polina, any more questions, or Ayala is ready to ask someone else about charity?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, Ayala, please. Do you have any questions to ask? And here is Anel to answer your questions. Anelia, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So you are here to answer questions from Ayala. Ayala, here you are.
Yes.
Anel is here to answer your questions about charity.
Okay. So, do you like doing charity?
Actually, to tell the truth, I had never done this before, and charity programs. To tell the truth, I don't have a time, but I want to do it in the future, maybe.
Okay, and do you want to be organizer charity clubs?
Actually, no. Maybe as a participant, but not as an organizer.
Okay. And for whom you want to organize charity clubs?
Say it again, Ayala. What was the question?
For whom you want to organize charity club?
Maybe only for like children, for the children who who have like problems or who with their health, or who have problems with their family, who doesn't have one parent in their own family, or mother or father maybe, or who has problems with their budget, money, like that.
Underprivileged family, financially.
Yeah, financially.
Okay, so perfect. Guys, do you know that there is such a thing? Because very first time when we spoke about, when we had our speaking club, those of you who attended that speaking club, I shared with you my experience doing charity while traveling. So there is such a thing, and I shared with you this website. Again, in the chat, you can see the website. This is the cheapest I know international organization through which you can travel and do charity at the same time. So when I say the cheapest, I mean this organization is mainly for those students who do gap year, or for people who just took a break from work, want to do charity, travel around, see what they want. And just traveling is really boring. You just need to do something as well to actually make yourself feel like you do something good for society. So look at the chat. There is a website which is called internationalvolunteerhq.com. And there you can read, learn everything about what you can do in any part of the world, whether to support children, give them love, share love with them, care for them, or to support elderly people, to basically go look after them and speak to them, make a conversation, or maybe to take care about environment. You can go to Hawaii and clean the ocean. That's an amazing thing to do. But obviously Hawaii would be more expensive experience. So what this organization does, they guarantee security, they guarantee food for you, and they guarantee job for you. Job, I mean volunteering job. And you pay for this experience. So that's why they're the cheapest. For example, in Cambodia, it was like, how much did I pay? I think it was $450 per week, including accommodation, including food. I think it's great. Why not? Anyway, so that's about international charity if you want to do. Now, Anela, let me ask you questions about charity, right? Because you just answered. Where is Anela?
Yeah, I'm here.
Here. So Anela, oh no, you are asking questions now, right? You're asking questions. Ask me questions, because I think everyone is done asking and answering. Ask me questions about charity.
You said before, you send us the link where we can do charity programs, and once I tried to just enter to that website, and I just couldn't find in which exactly link which exactly link you had worked there.
So basically, when you go to this website and you want to explore, when you explore every country, they ask you to register first. You register if you want to inquire about this or that experience, right? And when you register, it's easier to track down what did you search for. So they use this virtual marketing, or whatever you call, and they send you later all the newsletters and features about the country you were interested in. So what you do there, you just look for, choose for country, and then choose for the type of charity you would like to do. It's working with either kids or elderly people. And then you choose the dates, from what day to what day, because usually some countries, they do minimum 2 weeks. Some countries, they do minimum 1 week, but you cannot do 2 days or 5 days. You just have to go for 1 week. And Yeah, so it's really easy, but in order to secure your place, you need to, I think, pay a deposit $200. So you know that in 1 year, when you reserve this place for you, it will be yours and no one will take it.
Okay. Are they all included in that program, for example, in one program?
Everything is included. Accommodation, food, and charity experience is included. Yes. But what is not included is your ticket, airline ticket. And what is not included is if you want to, for example, you work for this charity, you go attend this charity place 4 days a week, and 3 days a week you have it to yourself. So, and you obviously have to pay for yourself wherever you go, unless you want to stay in the same campus, which is covered, and eat as well, and maybe go around the city and do something every day for yourself. But maybe you want to go somewhere else to a different side of the country, but then you have to pay for your accommodation and food. So yes, everything is included apart from the ticket and your experience, which you want to have.
Okay. Was it enjoyable for you to do charity programs there? Just enjoyable?
I think it is enjoyable for everyone. If you have a right set of mind, like if you're ready for what you're going to see, because sometimes you see really absolutely, I don't know, sad pictures, you know, like kids who were abused, kids who were undernourished. Yes, you just see different kind of people. And when you come to them and start kind of talking, what this charity does for these kids, it's just, you give them attention, you give them love. And after what they experienced, these kids were neglected and left by their parents. So these kids grown up thinking that they're not loved, they did not deserve love. But when strangers come and start playing with them, they start paying attention to them, smiling, playing. These kids change basically their set of mind, and they think like, yeah, I'm not that bad. You know, people are interested in me, people are talking to me, people come to speak to me. And that's how you develop confidence in these kids. This is how you program them for success in the future, because they will not grow up thinking they're helpless, thinking that no one loves them. They grow up thinking that they really deserve. Okay, 1 second, my guest cannot get in. That's interesting. Why? So I'm expecting a guest. And while I'm expecting a guest, I just want to say, guys, next week, our speaking club is about Halloween. So it's about Halloween. I'm going to try to take you somewhere where, like, whatever is connected to Halloween in terms of, like, I don't know, Jack the Ripper places, or I don't know, London Dungeon, but it's difficult because it's early morning. So Angela is here. I think you know Angela from the last speaking club.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Angela. So we are talking about charity. And if you would like to share something about charity, what I said to my students, let's call you students, guys, so that the biggest charity now in Western Europe, I think it's breast cancer, right? Because this is the biggest problem in Western Europe, breast cancer. What other charities do you know, Angela? Guys, Angela is here to answer your questions. Make a conversation with Angela, please.
Good morning, everybody. I believe it's good afternoon where most of the students are from. How are you all? Thank you for having me again. I think Europe is very, very popular in having charity. There are so many charities that I couldn't even begin to name. And so, you know, there is always, even like it's a trend almost in the culture that there is always somebody doing something for Alzheimer, for dementia, for obesity, for, you know, diabetes, and breast cancer and cancer research. It is the most, it's most lucrative. It attracts so much money. And there is so many people now suffering from cancer because of a bad diet, basically. You know, I am one of those people who, you know, do everything, follow natural nutrition as much as possible. But unnatural nutrition doesn't give us what our bodies need. So the cancer is up. And so because of that, we have lots of charity. So there are some, the one that you're most familiar with would be cancer research, but there is a lot of environmental charities are coming in. I am personally involved with like my church charity. It's called Roca. It allows people to think more about the environment, because really everybody in the world, we need to be focusing, looking after Mother Earth. So we've formed like it's called an eco group where the church members volunteer. So you are helping out like litter picking. It's unbelievable how much litter is actually affecting our environment. So
Angela, hang on. I would like to explain to the guy, litter is another word to say for rubbish or garbage. Litter. This is an English word for rubbish or garbage, right?
You know how to spell that one?
Yes, I know. Litter. Absolutely. Okay, Indira Janar, anyone has questions for Angela? She's very active in charity, so please feel free.
Are any of your students support any charity?
Yes,
not only monetary. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they share experience, and some of them they doing on everyday basis some kind of action, charitable organization, like helping underprivileged families to basically play with kids and engage kids in different activities. But also, I forgot what I wanted to say. Hang on. What also anyway, I will remember now. Guys, Indira Janar, Aloha, Ayala, come on. You were so brave talking to me. Amina, Paulina, Veronica, ask Angela questions.
Please do. Go on.
What is your opinion about
Angela, hello.
Hi, hello there.
It's about teaching for volunteers. It's a charity club on platform Instagram. What creates a 14 years old boy, and he created this charity club in which teacher volunteer can teach different people. And I can say that I'm a volunteer too.
Wow.
Teacher from 5 and 8th grade students, the English and history.
That's wonderful. That is really exciting. I would love to connect with you. May I have your name?
Amina.
Is it Amina?
Yeah.
Amina. Oh, wonderful name. Thank you so much for talking to me. That, you know, that is actually wonderful way to connect, because you know, when you're doing charitable work, you are actually learning so many skills. And if you're teaching, the best way to learn is to teach. So never be afraid of, oh my God, my English is not good, or that language is not good, or I don't speak as good as that person. So, you know, in one of the things I really wanted to add last week, which I didn't have enough time, you know, don't be intimidated by how other people speak. Because I think it was Paulina who hesitated last week, and she didn't ask me a question, you know, in English. I wanted to give you a little background on how I learned my English, because even though I was born in England, I stayed in India because I had a horrible stepmother. And so I escaped to India and I stayed there for a few years. So my English wasn't like how it is now. So because I go to a Christian church, that is where I practiced most of my English. So, and there are sometimes, you know, the words don't flow out. So it's because I talk a lot. So when you talk a lot, you actually learn a lot. So
absolutely, yeah.
So I am so grateful that you shared. So please be comfortable. You know, it doesn't matter how, you have to face it. It doesn't matter who you're speaking to. You know, you are a very strong person. You know far more than I do. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, you are enough. You know enough already. So we want to learn from you different things, and we want to teach you. You know, it's always an exchange. It's always an
Angela,
exchange.
we always have a privilege because we are bilingual.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, we are bilingual. We know 2 languages.
Exactly. Exactly.
Angela.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hello, my name is Alwa, and I want to ask you some question about charity clubs. So,
please do.
I joined to. I have no experience, international experience, except my university experience in charity. So, last week I joined to UNICEF organization to join in online volunteer works, but I don't know why it just failed because they didn't call me. And so I want to ask you, do you know another international charity clubs in which I can join and work with international students and have practice, make lots of things? That's all.
I'll share as much as I know, and I'll get more information for you should I, you know, because we'll probably run out of time. Thank you so much. And the flow of your language is so...
Angela, you have 5-10 minutes. So.
Okay.
Plenty of time.
Okay. Yeah, but you know how much I talk.
I know. I just want to say, whatever Angela will advise you guys about international charity organizations, we will put everything under EduStream. The next video with the phrases and the next video from EduStream, just look after Instagram account of EduStream, and there will be some information about charity. Okay. So Angela, next Saturday we are going to talk about charity. Sorry, Halloween.
Oh yes,
Halloween.
yes.
And I just wanted to ask you today, because I shared with guys some expressions in English language which are connected to charity. So there is an expression, charity begins at home.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there is an expression which I couldn't understand where it came from. It says, called as charity. And I was like confused, like called as charity, because charity, you're supposed to be warm-hearted, you know, you're supposed to be giving. But when they say called as charity, like where the heck did it come from?
Cold is like some people who are cold-hearted and they give, but not warmly, you know. We must always give without regret. And
but why would you compare called to charity?
That is the beauty about English language. You can manipulate that language in whatever form. So in a conversation, you know, like you might have heard of things like it's a red herring. Now to a foreigner, a red herring would be like, why are we talking about a fish? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is the beauty about English language. It's like whatever information you've gathered, and especially suppose you've lived in England for such a long time and you understand the series, you've watched loads of, and you can use some of that. Oh, he's so Del Boy. So if you say Del Boy, everybody knows we're talking about a comedy called Fools and Horses, you know? So a lot of things are, because there are some dialects are only going to be known to people who live in the country, as it applies to the same in every language.
Yeah. So I just want to ask Fuzena Aziz, who just joined us. Fuzena, what do you think about it? What we are discussing is, where did the expression called as charity come from? I'm a bit confused. Everyone say hello to Fuzena, other guest of our speaking club.
Hi, Fuzena.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm actually joining in from Ghana.
Oh, wow. You see, we have a Ghanaian guest. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Fuzena, okay, are you familiar with the expression called as charity? I'm getting on Angela's nerves, trying to explain to us, where did the expression called as charity come from?
To be very honest, I think I'm actually kind of like now hearing it for the very first time. So unfortunate. Okay. And especially since I'm now joining in, I would want to just follow a little bit and then now contribute whatever I have to add.
Okay, Fuzena, here we are talking about charity today. In Ghana, what is the biggest charitable organization? And here we have people from Kazakhstan who are members of our speaking club. And if they have any questions, can they ask you about Ghanaian charities?
Yes, please, sure. The biggest actually is a government, more like under the government, right? And it's NADMO. It actually deals with natural disasters, because they believe that it's usually when disasters strike that most people are found vulnerable and needing help or support. So NADMO more like provides relief support, more in the form of clothing, sometimes financial assistance. And so, for instance, when there's heavy flooding, for instance, in Ghana here, there are still some areas where there is always heavy flooding when it rains. So when that happens, for people who live in, let's say, coastal areas or river, where there are rivers and are affected, NADMO comes in to support, sometimes with materials like clothing, sometimes with beds, because sometimes their homes get flooded and all of that. So NADMO is the first or known, let's say, charity organization. And of course, it's still that is under the government. Aside that, we have a few more like private-owned non-profit institutions, which, for instance, FUSAID, my own organization, happens to fall under. And for us, I mean, we started since 2013. We've pretty much focused on advocacy. And what we do is we try to relate with current issues, whatever that happens to be affecting people to a very large at a particular time. And then we work on ways of trying to more like create awareness, encourage people to want to rise up, above whatever challenges they have faced. And so we started with the annual conference against domestic violence sometime in 2018, because we realized at that time that happened to be one challenge that was obvious all over social media. So we had the conference in 2018, had a second edition in 2019, and we won't be having the third one this year because we've had a couple of challenges, COVID being a key factor. That aside, currently we are doing the breast cancer awareness campaign. And so we have pretty much focused on advocacy, but I'm aware of a couple of other organizations that step in to support vulnerable, mostly street children, and the like. So I think there's a little I can add to this in this regard.
Thank you, Fuzena. Any girls, do you have any questions? Because Fuzena
Yes.
is talking about, yes.
Yes, I have. So I have some questions. So tell me, please, who do you think needs charity the most?
In Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana, yeah.
Are you looking at gender specifically or like generally?
Вы имеете в виду пол, женщины, мужчины, или как бы что-то более общее?
Более общее. Who do you think needs charity the most?
Not gender related, Fuzena.
Okay, if we're not looking at gender, mostly it's the less privileged people in the streets who do not have places to for like shelter, right? And I've realized that one thing most even private organizations do is they look at festive occasions and feel this is the time that these people also need to feel like they need homes or they need support, and then they step in. But usually they are more like temporal supports, because if someone is in the street and need help, basically a place to put their heads, and you step in only to feed them or to help them also enjoy, let's say, the Christmas season or Easter or whatever, at the end of the day, they still go back to being in the streets, right? So I have personally realized that most of the interventions have only been temporal, but then people in the streets are usually the people that need the most help. When we put that aside, we look at gender, and I've come to understand that women are much more vulnerable when it comes to needing support, because naturally we've got our own, I won't call them weaknesses, but we've got some characteristics or features of a woman that limits us and prevents us from wanting to step into some places or some areas or some institutions, right? So if we have to compare it on the gender level, women are most vulnerable or most need the support or need the charity aids as much as they can get.
So because in domestic violence, women are most affected as well, and kids, right?
Yes. And I have always said that one thing I've discovered, in fact, since I embarked on this journey, is that one reason women fail to leave abusive homes is the fact that they need that financial support, and they happen to depend solely on their partners, on their husbands, right? So I have come to understand that if we're able to create a system where we can get women to train and pick up some, basic skills they can apply and then earn some sort of income to take care of their own basic needs and to raise their kids, we get them to want to stand up or walk out of abusive homes just to take care of their families. So, for instance, with FUSAID, we have it as part of our long-term goal to set up a vocational training institute. It will be more like charity related, but still more depend on, donor agencies to survive, because we would want women, in fact, the less privileged, to be able to afford to enroll into this institution, so they can also learn some basic skills like dressmaking, catering, or baking, the little things they can do to offer services to other people and be paid for. So I think this is another thing we've discovered to be a major contributing factor as the reason why women cannot leave abusive homes and are most vulnerable in relationships or even in society at large.
Thank you, Fuzena, very much for sharing this. Can you please provide like some websites of international charity organizations in Ghana, maybe to support kids or women, into our Facebook group? And I will send it to the EduStream Education Center, who this speaking club is organized by. Okay. Thank you so much, Fuzena, for joining.
It's always a pleasure.
Also, Gulmira, may I quickly answer before you go, because that lady's pending question. I would say connect with UNICEF again, because it may be that they're just busy, or because of COVID there are complications, but I will send some links to the charity she can try. But I personally would advise link again, because there are millions of charities now, and I always say follow what's close to your heart. In that way, rather than just donating one time in a blue moon, I would say, this means so much to me, I want to contribute something monthly or every 3 months or something like that, and pick a cause that is close to your heart. And we can talk more on that. And the other thing, Gulmira, I wanted to share, have you heard of other terms called as like, not just as cold as charity, but have you heard of cold shoulder, or going cold turkey, or cold comfort, cold feet? Did you get cold feet? Or she gave me the cold shoulder. So cold charity is actually a very old word. It's not something that we use a lot, but we use a lot, like she gave me the cold shoulder, oh he had to go cold turkey. So it's emotionally related. So a charity that is not giving too much would be a cold charity. So in the times of, like in COVID time, some charities may be a little cold in giving, perhaps. So that's my explanations. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Great. The reason why I didn't use many expressions with a word cold, because they're not kind of connected to charity topic we're discussing. But thank you, Angela. I'll put everything under our Instagram post.
Sure.
And I would really appreciate if you also share with us some international charity organizations websites, so we can actually share it on Instagram. And I will send you the Instagram link of EduStream, the one which organized this speaking club. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining. It was amazing. And I recorded everything, so don't blame me if you're going to be super internationally famous tomorrow.
We want to be famous in Kazakhstan.
Yay! Well, no problem at all. With EduStream, you will become famous in an instant. Actually, in 2 weeks' time, we are going to discuss Borat movie, because every Kazakh person is concerned that Borat is giving us a different image, but we are not the image he is describing. So I would like to involve you guys to actually say, what do you really think about Borat movie? Is it about Kazakhs you think about they're bad, or is it about Americans you think about they're a little bit not kind of thinking in the right way when they deal with Borat?
Yes, it is very important for us, because now many people boil over reset for this film, because it is not love, не смешно. Ну, как,
it is not a joke.
Yes, he touched our flag, he touched our country, and people boil over now.
Pauline, shall I, I always say the most powerful advertising is a negative advertising. Why don't us women and this group take this opportunity to change it?
Yeah.
You know, let's go wild, wilder than Borat. Let's do it. Let's change the image, you know.
Let's prove him otherwise. If he says that women in Kazakhstan go after dogs, let's prove him otherwise, you know.
Exactly. So let's go out. We're gonna campaign. Let's go after Borat. Let's change the image. So this is great, actually, to market ourselves, because it's a great platform. The more negative there is, that's an opportunity to do something different.
You are such an influencer and motivator, Angela. I can't believe it.
Thank you. I love your group. I love you.
In 2 weeks' time, Borat. In 1 week time, Halloween. Thank you, everyone, for being with me, and I will be waiting for the next Saturday. Thank you so much, everyone. Angela, waiting for your website. Bye. Bye. Lots of love.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.